Hello, beautiful hearts. How are you feeling? How are you doing? My name is Jennifer Glendenning, and I am hopping on here with a very quick energy update. Some of the messages that wanted to come through are deep purification and recalibration within the pain body, recalibration within the emotional body, a release and a shifting within the densities, messages from the crystals, as well as the guides wanted to talk about the importance of spiritual maintenance and some of the things that we can do. So let's just dive in. I feel like this video will be combined with some light language, some light code transmissions, yeah, let's just see where it goes. But if I pause and start speaking light language, or a light language transmission comes in, know that this is part of what needs to come through at this time. So let's just start off with this shift and what's happening. So when we talk about ascension, ascension is simply a shift in frequency. And when our frequency shifts, our consciousness shifts. And when our consciousness shifts, this frequency connects us to higher timelines and a greater experience of love, deep love, compassion. It connects us to synchronicities. It connects us to the miracle frequency. It connects us to these higher galactic encodings, crystalline encodings, Lemurian encodings, and these frequencies that are coming in, this information holds a lot of wisdom. And as these frequencies are moving in right now, it is shifting and waking the collective up. So as our frequency shifts, the collective energy shifts. And as the collective energy shifts, it's bringing a upheaval or release and recalibration within the lands, but also within our bodies, within our structure, shifting from our carbon-based DNA into a crystalline structure. And also it is waking up the recalibration within the frequencies, within the waters. It is waking up within the frequencies of the lands and the trees, the birds. Again, this deep connection with Lemuria. It is waking up the wisdom codes, the master codes, for us to work with, to help co-create this shift in frequency. So so with these energies moving in, the guides wanted me to bring forth some messages. This energy can feel very overwhelming. And if we think about the shift in frequency, it is a shift in these densities. So this is releasing from our body. And it can cause a lot of nervousness, second guessing, anxiousness, pain. It can cause vertigo. It can cause like stiffness, joint aches. It can cause nausea. It can cause you to be almost irritable. It can cause symptoms like ringing in the ears, I'm getting like pain in the jaw, stiffness in the neck, achiness in the body. I don't know if I've already said that already. It can cause a huge just range in physical symptoms, emotional symptoms within the body. And also I'm hearing like mental, in terms of feeling like you're losing it. Like what is reality and what is not reality? And I know from my personal experience, I'm just going to share this. When I'm receiving any sort of like an upgrade or a download, it can like shut me down for a couple of days. And I try to do things and I just can't. My body needs to rest. My body needs to, you know, just step back, and I need to nourish my body. And so I'm sharing this with you because these are some of the things that are going to be coming up a lot as we continue to shift. So hallucinations, you know, feeling like, am I really seeing this? Am I not seeing this? What's really happening? Also, some of you may experiencing like timeline shifting or moving where, and this has happened to me a lot, okay, where I'm guided to go to a place and then I'm there for 3-4 hours and really, you know, it seems like I've only been there for 15-20 minutes and really I've spent hours there. And this is different portals of light, different energy systems, and quantum jumping that we're moving through in terms of remembrance, in terms of receiving these codings, receiving this ancient wisdom. So I talked about in previous posts how we right now are being connected to our star brothers and sisters. Many of us have been, but these are energy families that we have worked with in other lifetimes in terms of working with the grids on the land. Our Lemurian family, our ancient Atlantean families, like before the corruption and all of that. So these and I'm being shown like weaving of these families of light are really rising up. So definitely pay attention to what feels right for you, because I will say that we are moving out of what we think, how life should be, what we have been programmed, what life should be, how we should live, how we should actually feel. Like people actually saying, you know, you should feel this way. These higher timelines are connected to clairsentience, to your feeling, the feeling. And this is something that we're moving into. So that's why I always say, how are you feeling? Because it moves past thinking about it and just moving into that feeling frequency. So this feeling frequency is going to be our compass, our guide as we move forward in our soul's light, as we are awakening to our soul's light, as we're remembering our soul's light, and the remembrance of our soul's evolution and connecting to our galactic star brothers and sisters. And for me, my strong connection with Andromedan. Adoria patia story ishtar and o root ut ust arieta dia diamba barapataria tututustaria. So a couple of things I want to bring forth is we are being guided more than ever to be the observer of our reality. Note, see it, and then ask yourself, does this feel right for me? And you'll know, okay? You'll know if you're questioning it, take some time in meditation, or perhaps, you know, connect with like-minded individuals that may be able to help navigate with you, because these energies, I'm hearing and feeling like a rushing. They're rushing. It's like I'm being shown like a waterfall. It's like, and like I said, it can feel overwhelming. overwhelming as we continue to move through this deep purification. And I'm hearing 3 years, okay? So this isn't something that, you know, next month it's like, oh, all this is going to be gone and everything's going to be shifted. No, this is a slow process. This is a process of purification, integration, purification, integration, upgrade, purification, integration. And the reason why is, well, they're saying it's a nervous system reboot. It's like you can't stick your finger in an electrical socket or you'll get shocked. That's what they're saying. So these are moving in. Yes, they're moving at high speeds as plasma light. The solar light is coming in. It's waking us up, but it's coming in on stages. Okay, it's coming in stages, and what we can hold and what we can handle at this time. So developing self-awareness and self-discipline is very important. As we continue to develop our self-knowledge and our self-wisdom, as we awaken to the self-mastery codings and codex. So I'm hearing, take your time. This isn't something that we need to rush into. This is a process. And this is also us moving back into a society of rushing, pushing. This is creative energy that we're moving into. And you know, this is waking up the inner artist or artisan within us. It takes time. You don't just put a brush to paper and in 2 hours it's done, okay? You go back, you look at it, you feel into it. There's messages, there's guidance in that. And I understand this now because with the light codes and transmissions that I bring through, it takes me sometimes 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, where one actual code or painting or piece, you know, there's a lot going on. It takes a long time, and it's just not done overnight. So that is what the guides are bringing through is, please have patience with yourself as we shift through this. I'm hearing this is a time as we move through these integration periods of self-love and self-nurture. How can you incorporate a self-love, self-nurturing, self-honoring, I'm hearing like a devotion to who you are and who we're choosing to be. So slow down, pause, and really ask yourself, what am I choosing? What am I creating? What am I co-creating in this now moment? What's important to me and what's not important to me? Yeah. Andoria pedia storia pitia torut uria pedia sotoria mania coria mania toria pedia torut. The Pleiadians are coming into because they're here to help us with the joy frequency, with this frequency of happiness. You know, because there have been stories around really expressing our joy. Sometimes people can hold guilt around, oh, I shouldn't feel happy right now because this is happening on the planet, or, you know, I feel really guilty about that. So why should I have this expression of joy, love, laughter? So the Pleiadians are actually are helping with these emotions as they are releasing these lower densities and ideas, these thought patterns, these programs. They're showing like almost like these computer programs that have been programmed into how to feel and think and maneuver in the world. And I'm hearing it's like, just have fun and don't feel guilty about it, because that's something too that has been programmed. I can't have fun because, I have this to do or that to do, or I need to do this, I need to do that. And they're saying, ha, 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 within balance, within balance. So this is that recalibration of yoking the two through these high frequency creative energies of joy, of pleasure, of harmony, of balance, and understanding through self-development, self-awareness of what helps you confidently move forward. Doria mania toria diasta onia kari unanimia toria diasa tadati diandaria tataria totodoria pata undoria patis tu diasa taria totodonia babaria totori niototor totori diasta totododia manania ko araria unamania satadaria totodoria totodoria mamania totodaria. They are also helping work and fine-tune the causal chakra, the higher chakra points. So the streams of information move through with clarity and deep understanding. And they are reminding us of discernment. So, I talked about before about the truth frequency and our truth. So again, this is through feeling. What feels right for you? Where are you being guided? Does this feel right to you? Feel into it. The Andromedans are here. They are part of my galactic family of light, and they are helping us move forward in the Aquarian age. They're very advanced civilization. And we have much to learn within the Andromedan galaxies and galaxies that will be coming up, and also within they're saying within different frequency planes and crystalline consciousness. So yeah, they're letting the Pleiadians come in right now. Yes. I also want to bring up working with crystals. So in the past few years, I have really been hearing the voice of the crystalline consciousness, and the crystals wanted to come through today. There are some crystals that we are being guided to work with for the accompaniment during this shift as we move through this purification of releasing the old densities within the physical, mental, and emotional bodies. So one of the crystals that has been really coming around to me a lot is opal. I'm actually wearing an opal on my Jupiter finger. I just actually got a water opal. I was gifted a opal a few years ago by an intuitive. She's actually works with the galactics. I wouldn't say a couple of years ago. I would say like, when did I have that studio there? Probably 7 years ago, 7, 8 years ago. So opal frequency has been around me for a while, but opal is coming through, and opal is when you look at an opal, it has very reflective qualities, and this is here to help work with what is being reflected within us and around us, what we choose to hold and what we choose to connect and and deliver to higher source consciousness, God consciousness. And so opal is able to go into the lower areas, the lower, when we talk about balance, so the frequencies, the lower frequencies of foundations, but it's also able to kind of help navigate the waters and create harmony within the body. It's also good too for psychic vision, because if you look at different opals, it's almost like it's opening you up. So if opal is something that's coming to you, just take a moment and connect. And I always say, okay, you don't choose the crystal chooses you. And I know I'm getting emotional. I know and some have actually been witness to this, if I'm choosing or a crystal is choosing me, it can make me feel very emotional because it is a reconnection and it is a remembrance of my Lemurian times and just the energy and the wisdom that the crystal can bring forth that actually works with the encoding within your body. So it's our family. It's our family, basically. We're coming together. So take time and really pay attention, because the crystal will call you. And the crystal can actually come to you in dream time. You'll hear the crystal calling you. Hello. And sometimes, you may have a crystal calling you that can cost, ranges where it's out of your comfort zone. And this is something that's helping us move away from the money consciousness, the lower energies that connect us to not enoughness. So I encourage you, if a crystal is calling you and you feel like, I can't get this crystal, I really want this crystal, as I'm like holding my eye, like see it, feel it, know it, your sight, your inner sight. But I can't, I can't afford it. The crystal is here to help shift that frequency. So I'm not telling you what to do, I'm guiding you. And I would say dive in, because your energy will shift and you can then begin to work with that crystal. And I'm actually going to be doing a completely different video just on crystals, because there's so much information coming through within the crystal kingdom, the elemental kingdom, Lemurian timelines, that this information needs to come in, and I want to do a completely different video on that. Hold on, I need to get a little bit of it. Okay. So opal. No, actually, opal. Apostolite also wants to come through. So many of you probably have been experiencing some interesting dream time, and apostolite can help you move through the astral plane. So just like we have here on Earth, we have different frequency planes, and also too, we have other timelines and frequency bands that we can move in. And when our physical body is sleeping, our astral body is out and kind of navigating around. So apostolite, you can work with apostolite to help you connect to other timelines, higher timelines. And this is really important because within the astral plane, there are lower densities, as in 2D, 3D, 4D, that are connected to the emotional pain body. Okay, so it can help release that. It can help release and clear those lower densities, but it can also help connect you to these higher frequency planes. So, if you have apostolite, I have a little nugget right here. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe, I can't tell, just the light moving in. You can bring in that energy. Jade is also coming forth. Jade frequency. And this frequency is helping you confidently walk in the direction of your dreams. Okay, confidently walk in the direction of your dreams. So if you are uncertain as to where to go or what to do next, pull in the frequency of Jade, sit with Jade, get a pen and paper and just feel into that frequency and be aware. Just take note to what's coming up. And sometimes, I just write it out. It may not make sense right away, but the pieces will come together. The pieces are coming together. This is, I'm hearing we need to learn to step away from having things right, like having to figure it out right now and move into a deeper state of flow state, to a deeper state of surrender, to a deeper state of acceptance, right? And once we do that, then things really start, popping up in our reality. Red jasper is something else that is coming through. Red jasper is helping us with our digestive system. It's helping us ground this energy because, like I said, a lot of energy is coming in. A lot of wisdom codes are coming in, a lot of ancient memories, master coding. But if we're not able to anchor it, right, we can't bring it into form. So it's helping us, this frequency is helping us anchor this with self-knowing, self-nurture, and it's helping us with our desire. So it's helping us with new directions. It's helping us with new directions, and it's helped stabilizing this energy. It's so like a stabilizing. I'm also hearing shungite. Shungite is going to help with purification too. Shungite's coming in. And I had my hand on some shungite, elite shungite. If you're getting shungite, please get elite shungite. It's higher end. How do you know if it's real? It'll mark your skin. It'll mark your skin. Okay, so just be aware of that. So what's coming in when we're talking about stabilizing and clearing is stop putting things off. So if you're sitting on the fence about something, call these crystals in, and ask for direction, ask for guidance, because the more we resist change in our life, right? Whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, whether if we're moving or whatever, when we resist it, it just causes suffering within our body. And it's up to us on how long we choose to hold that suffering within. It can be very, it can feel scary, but it's also very liberating and freeing when you set yourself free. What's that Bohemian Rhapsody song? I've got to break free. You choose it, right? And remember, you're not alone doing this. Okay, so you're not alone. Pink tourmaline is coming too. Pink tourmaline is coming. The last couple of years, there has been these frequencies and this energy moving in of developing a deeper state of love, a deeper state of self-nurture, self-understanding, self-compassion. And so, and also too, I want to say giving and receiving love, or giving and receiving things. Many of us are really good at giving, or hard time receiving, or vice versa. So pink tourmaline is going to help you with giving and receiving love equally. This is important moving forward. As we move into giving and receiving from our hearts, you're going to be able to feel it. And so this frequency is going to help. I'm also being shown working with apotholite and also working with jade and tourmaline to empower you, bringing your visions into form in co-creation. So it's some of the crystalline frequencies that wanted to come through. Now the guides, before I finish this video, the guides also wanted to bring through fine-tuning your auric field. And so your auric field is like your light body or part of your light body around you. And so your body can, as you're moving through our daily lives, interacting with other people, feeling different emotions, going through, the day-to-day in the 3D, 4D reality planes, your auric field, I'm hearing it's like spiritual maintenance. You don't just drive your car and never change your oil. Okay, or change your tires or clean the inside of it. So it's a form of spiritual maintenance. It's really important that we are aware as we move forward of our energy body, our auric field. So some of the things that can cause a weak aura, and I wanted to bring this up because well, actually, the guys wanted to bring it up, but I thought, yeah, that's like, yes, this makes sense because I've been seeing this a lot. Is a weakness in the lining or around the energy in the electromagnetic field in the aura. So what causes this is negative emotions, negative self-talk, criticism, criticizing yourself, saying that you're not pretty enough, you can't do this, you're not successful enough, how can I do this? This self-doubt weakens your aura, it weakens your energy field. Any sort of addictive behaviors, codependency, or addiction to any recreational drugs, right? Alcohol, I was guided by my guides a few years ago to completely stop drinking. Nothing, no wine, nothing. And I had asked them why, and they said, because we need you to be a clean conduit. We need your energy to be clear and no disruption. And alcohol lowers your frequency. So I was like, okay. And it was actually really easy for me. Oh, this is why Shungite came through. Okay, so Shungite came through too, because what can weaken your aura is EMFs, being in front of the TV. A lot of us are in front of the computer all the time, which is great because we're able to connect. It's this new way of connecting. But, we need to balance that because that can weaken our auric field. Cell phones, one of the things, when your phone rings, you never put it by your ear, right? So just being aware of your cell phone, never have it near your body, put it on airplane mode if you're holding it. There are some spiritual maintenance tips around when we're working with electronics. They're great, but I mean, there's a polarity to it, right? So we just have to be aware. And there's some things that you can use. Silver is a great deterrent for radiation, any sort of frequency, any sort of silver plating, as well as, like I said, shungite. I'm sure there are others, but these are the only two that are coming through right now. Trauma and stress. Any sort of severe trauma that you have had, losing a loved one, going through a divorce, loss of your home, any sort of an illness, severe stress, holding on to like guilt, shame, anything like that can cause a weakening in the auric field. So how do you let's just go to the next question. Like, how do you strengthen your auric field? Well, the first thing is bringing awareness to your thoughts. And when you bring awareness to your thoughts, you bring awareness to your emotions. And when you bring awareness to your emotions, it shifts you. You're more aware of what's coming in, what you're navigating, and what you're choosing to hold and what you're choosing to let go of. Another thing, I mean, many of you know that meditation and Kundalini yoga is very important to me. I've been teaching yoga for a very, very, very long time, but in the past 4 or 5 years, my guides basically said, okay, it's time to shift from Hatha or Shivananda, Ashtanga to Kundalini Yoga, because this technology is the technology for the Aquarian age. And you will know when it's the right time. So breathing exercises, meditation, yoga, Kundalini yoga, getting outside in nature, put your feet on the ground, connect to the frequency of the earth. Also, too, I'm hearing connecting with the circadian rhythms is very important to help stabilize your auric field and to help strengthen your auric field. So it's balance, as well as when we were talking about toxicity, what you are choosing to consume within your body, right? And this is going to be coming up a lot. We're going to really see this hop on the main stage in terms of health, in terms of wellness, because we're clearing out toxicity. So this means that we are rising up and really having a voice as to what we choose, what we're going to tolerate within our foods, you know, and also the water in terms of purification within the waters, different types of water. And there's going to be new water technologies coming in. They are not here yet. They're here, but they're not here. So watch for those in the coming years. But they will be coming in, and I can kind of see a few things spinning around there. So they will be helping us too with our energy body, our auric body, the waters within our body, as we continue to move into crystalline form. And honestly, the other day when I was like laid out from downloads, they were showing me with this deep purification within the waters, they were actually showing me crystals, like actual crystals coming out from the body. So these are going to be super high frequency crystalline waves of light that we're going to be working with and that we are becoming. And I think, you know, this is, well, I don't think, I know this is why they're saying we have to play our part too. You know, we have to play our part in terms of how we show up and our spiritual maintenance and just being aware. Awareness brings change. I always say that. Awareness brings change. Once you're aware of things, then you're able to bring a deeper state of knowing to it, deeper state of knowledge. And then you can choose. You can choose, right? Instead of someone choosing for you. And this is what we're going to see a lot of. Okay. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, yes. You should do throat chakra. There's going to be a lot of really clearing the throat. This is going to bring truths into form, how we speak, how we connect, but also what's happening collectively, the truth frequency. There's no escaping this. There's no turning back. There's David Bowie coming in or something. I don't know. Okay. The endocrine system. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Endocrine system. This system consists of your adrenals. It consists of your hormones. So we're going to be really focusing on balancing our hormones, your pituitary gland, your thyroid, your parathyroid. It's also the endocrine system is connected to our sexual organs, which is really interesting because as we're clearing and going through this deep purification, well, I can only speak from experience. Some of my clients, you know, really clearing out the trauma in around the lower chakras and the identity around sex and sexual pleasure. So sexual organs is also, and a lot of people hold a lot of guilt and fear in that area. So sexual organs, adrenals, pancreas, hypothalamus. Also, too, there's secondary endocrine system that has to do with our bones. Again, this is like clearing out the density, because remember, everything is energy. You probably heard this 1,000 times, but if you're feeling it, right, and you're thinking it, you're also going to be holding it in your bones, in your organs, you know, in your endocrine system. So, in your kidney and your liver. And the reason why they brought this up is they're pointing to, you know, fear in the liver, right? Fear. This is this fear matrix that we're clearing and we're purifying our hearts. We're expanding our hearts. We're connecting to these higher frequency planes. So when we're talking about endocrine system, you know, there are a lot of things that you could do. I mean, this is probably a video in itself, and we can go deeper into that if you guys want. So let me know in the comments in terms of that, because we could dive into, you know, natural plant remedies, you know, healing sound tone frequencies. I mean, you name it. There's so many avenues we can go down, but these are just some of the things that the guys wanted to bring through. I'm also hearing from them, they're saying, there is going to be another attunement within the inner ear. And this is connected to the hypothalamus and also the pituitary gland. And this is, again, these are recalibrations. These are recalibrations. Okay. So again, pay attention to your thoughts, right? Feeling is healing. Feeling is our new navigation, how we navigate. It's our compass, and it connects us with our higher heart, right? Our higher heart, the thymus. And it is the gateway to the higher frequency planes. It is the gateway to the higher frequency planes. So before we end, I want to pull a couple of cards, see what comes through. Again, if you guys like this video, please like it. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. It's how it's supporting my work and what I'm doing. And if there's anything that you're experiencing or that you want to talk about, I want this to be like a community here, a community of light where we connect to each other. So if there's any questions or something that you want me to bring forth or connect with or to, please let me know. You can either leave it below or you can find me on Instagram at Jennifer.Glendenning, and I'll leave the link below. Okay. So what is it besides this card? Okay. That wants to come through. Awareness. I think this is like the key, the golden key that they're saying. Your awareness. Awareness brings change, but what are you choosing to focus on? What are your visions? What are your desires for yourself and the collective consciousness? What are the messages? What would like to come through? Sacral. This is the creative energy that's moving in. And this is why we are guided to move through this deep purification so that we connect to this creative flow, this creative knowing that we are all co-creating, and to explore, to allow yourself to feel, to be like, I'm hearing like, be like a kid again, you know? We have to let go of perfectionism. And I say that, and I say it to myself at the same time. So what can you do that puts you in that creative flow? What can you do? What lights you up? Because when you're in that flow, your frequency shifts. And again, when your frequency shifts, your consciousness shifts. And when your consciousness shifts, you know, it connects you to higher frequency planes. I love how they just brought that from the beginning to end. Also, too, singing. You know, I had to let go of what people were going to think of me if I was just belting out these different tones. This is part of this integration, this recalibration, and connecting to these higher harmonics. Your voice is a conduit. Wow. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. So remember, I was just saying you need to just express. This is all about express your individuality. What is unique to you? Because we're all different. We need to get out of like the comparisonitis and trying to, well, this person does this, so I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it better kind of a thing. No. You know, we're here to support us, and we all have unique gifts, and we have to accept what we have, and we have to really fine tune that. So allow your true self, so what lights you up, to come through, because you're awesome. You're amazing. What is that song? George Michael's song. I think you're amazing. I think you're amazing. Da 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 da. Ba da 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 da. Na, 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 na. I mean, my God's always bring through melodies. If you're following me on Insta, you know, it's always a song. Okay, so we have two more that's popped out of the deck. Yes, Mother Mary. This is about self-nurture. Again, this is just coming back to what came through. How can you, oh my gosh, guys. Oh, I love these. How can you nurture yourself? And when you nurture yourself, you can nurture others. And we can nurture everything as we plant new seeds. Oh my goodness. Oh, and as I look at this, there's a star, which is reminding me to connect to somebody. Joanna. Okay. Divine timing, right? And if you look at this, it's like an arrow, right? So it's marking the way. Everything is happening in divine timing. It's about frequency, guys. It's about really fine-tuning your frequency, and everything will line up. This is about lining things up. And, you know, it's a Cupid, but I'm also, when I'm tuning into this card, it's like, how can you be a kid again? How can we incorporate more pleasure into our life? That creative life force. What does that feel like to you? Without any judgment around it. Let's just let go of the judgment, right? What can you do today? What can you do today? Right? And deep listening. Am I listening? Am I listening to myself? Am I taking the time to really connect with my guides, my team? They're there. You know, your holy guardian angel. Are you listening? Are you listening to others? And also they're saying the tone. What tone are you using? How are you speaking? How are you showing up in terms of frequency harmonic? How does it sound? And what are the sounds that are coming in? I'm also hearing too, the birds. This comes from Lemuria. The birds are releasing a lot of frequencies right now. So don't be surprised if some birds come up to you. I know for me, birds, I am so connected to birds. I have some videos on Instagram where I actually had a bird land in my head. I've had a bird land, I think, right on my heart. The one, I was so overwhelmed. I just happened to have my phone each time, so I was able to capture it. But I have such a connection to birds, and you know, they're able to move through in the air. They're showing us freedom, but they're also showing us to connect, the connection through sound, and how the sound is felt and understood. Yeah, and the Galactics are saying, you know, as humans, we use words. And in Lemuria and in the, you know, the galactic families are saying, we use codes, we use symbols, we use feeling. So in one symbol, you know, one symbol that I do on a code, it has a whole explanation of something in actually one symbol. So it's like when I say birthday, you have all these ideas of what birthday really is. Yeah, and you're like, oh, birthday. So that's what a code is. And so the birds are saying when they you know, bring these frequencies through, there are messages within this, and they're hidden, and you need to listen. So we're being guided. I'm going to leave this video here. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so grateful for your support, your likes, your comments. You know, this is me getting out of my comfort zone. My guides wanted me to hop on and start doing YouTube videos. And yeah, I really enjoy it. So thank you so much. And I just pulled one more card. Love begins. We're doing this. We are doing this. I love you guys. Bye for now.